Welcome back to Crystal Water Tarot, and welcome to anyone new. We're going to be doing a yes or no pick a card reading. We are going to be asking spirits and guides, is this what you're looking for? So the question is this what I'm looking for? And we're going to have three cards to select from, or three piles. So the first, we are going to have the Crystal of Garnet with the Ruin of Protection. For card 2, or pile 2, we are going to have the Golden Calcite with the Ruin of Growth and Rebirth. And for card or pile number 3, we've got the Red Jasper with the Ruin of Defense. So go ahead and take a few minutes, listen to what's calling to you, and we'll go ahead and we'll get started. Thank you. Okay, welcome back to Crystal Water Tarot. And for those who chose card number 1, we have the Ruin of Protection, and we chose the card, the crystal card of Garnet. Embrace passion and vitality. Ignite your passion. Ignite your inner fire. So the first card that we have is, I feel like you're looking for something. You know, what am I looking for? And that's what the question is. But I feel like you're looking for something around you. It's not necessarily like you're looking to go someplace. You're looking for a new job. I feel like there's something inside you that's creative that you're looking for. It's like, that you might be in a room full of people, that sort of thing. So I feel it's like really more inner than it's like outer. It's that's kind of what I'm getting. And even the first glance of the cards that I've laid down, that's what I'm kind of getting. So we've got the first card of the Two of Wands, and it feels like, that you're kind of looking, you're exploring, you might be looking to see what's out there. You might be looking to see what opportunities are available to you, different resources. What are your options? What can and can't you do? So, and then we've got the Five of Cups, and it's some sort of, with the cups like that, it's you're looking at what you've lost. Maybe you're looking at, years gone by. Maybe you're experiencing, and this may be for some, but I don't feel this is for all. Maybe you're in some sort of type of depression type state, and if you are, I strongly suggest looking for some sort of help, counseling, something like that, if you are experiencing some sort of depression. But maybe you're looking at years gone by. You're looking at, maybe you've lost, maybe you've experienced loss of, then we've got the Two of Cups in reverse. Maybe you've experienced the loss of a partner, of a friend, family member. And that could be, maybe they've gone away. Maybe they've moved on. And then with the Hermit in reverse, either way, maybe you're feeling isolated. Your life is, and then with Temperance, it being in balance. So in reverse, I just feel like this isn't necessarily something that you're looking for. I really feel this is internal. That you're looking for something that, again, this reading may not be for all. That you're looking for something to bring you back to life. Ignite your inner fire, meaning creative. But I'm really getting bring you back to life, where you've lost something that meant a lot to you. And even things around you, people around you, you're not even seeing them. You're just looking at what you've lost. And that's why I'm seeing, maybe it's years gone by, it's family, it's friends, people have moved on, maybe they've moved away, they've gone on with their lives. Maybe you're not able to do things that they're able to do. So again, this reading may not be for everybody, but I'm really feeling that you're looking for something to bring you back to being engaged with people. Engaged with living again is what keeps coming back. So then we have the Five of Swords in reverse, We have the Five of Staffs, which is the Five of Wands in reverse. We have the Emperor. We have the King of Staffs, which is the King of Wands. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. And then we have the Sun card. So with these cards here, I'm getting with the Five of Swords in reverse, I'm just getting maybe people you're feeling like maybe people are talking about you. Maybe you're not getting out. Maybe people, because of the way maybe you're not getting, maybe you live by yourself. Maybe you're not getting out. Maybe you don't act the way that you always did. Maybe there was a breakup. Maybe after this loss, you are kind of making yourself kind of not out there. Maybe you used to socialize and you're not. And people may be talking, and you feel like, people are talking about you. And you just feel like you're just not, you just don't feel ready to be out there. You don't know how to come back to the land of the living. And I don't know where that's coming from. With the Five of Staffs or the Five of Wands in reverse, I feel like this is normally like tired of losing to others, but I'm getting tired of losing others, tired of losing things. So I just feel like you're just tired of losing. And I'm not quite sure, I'm just not sure where that's coming from. But again, I really feel this is very specific to people. With the Emperor, I feel like you want to get your control back. You want to get control of your life. You want to get that stability. You want to get what you had. You want to find that. You want what you had. You may not be able to have it with the same person, the same friends, the same family, but you want to have that balance. You want to have those same abilities. You want to have those same choices. With the King of Staffs in reverse, which is the King of Wands in reverse, I feel like you're mad. You're mad that this may have happened to you. You're mad that you're in this situation, and you don't call it fair. You don't call it. You don't call it fair. You don't see why you're in this situation. You don't know why this happened to you. But with the Eight of Swords in reverse, you want control of your life back. You want control. You want it back. You want your life back in balance. With the Sun card, you want the joy and the happiness that you once had. You want that back. You're here with this Five of Cups, whatever these losses were, again, you don't want to focus on those anymore. You want to focus on what you do have. And this is what you want back. You want the joy. You want the happiness. You want to feel the ignite. You want to feel that living again. So that's what you want back in your life. So then we have the Tower, the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and then the Wheel of Fortune. So with the Tower, something happened in your life. Something happened that disrupted your life. It was sudden, very unexpected. And whatever it was, you may or may not have been prepared for it. We don't always get prepared for things. And it may have been financial. It may have been a disruption in your life. It may have been the loss of somebody. It may have been the breakup between you and somebody else. It may have been the loss of somebody who is very significant in your life. It could have been a friend. It could have been a family member. And when I say loss, they could have just moved someplace else. They could just no longer be a part of your life. It doesn't necessarily mean that they passed on. And you're not quite sure how how to basically come back from that. So now you're just, you just don't know how to move on. You're kind of stuck. You're not quite sure maybe of how to move forward. You want to protect yourself. You don't want this to happen again. If I reach out to people, if I become friends with people, if you start rebuilding your life, how do I protect myself so this doesn't happen to me again? I can't go through this again. And who can blame you? How do I protect myself? And so, if it was a relationship, whether it be friendship or thing, you're afraid of maybe sharing parts of your life that maybe you shared with this person. So you're just kind of holding on to what you have just to protect yourself, which comes very great with this ruin of protection. So that all makes sense. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles. With the Knight of Pentacles, your butt, with its ignite your inner fire, you want to rebuild what you had. You may want to hold on and protect yourself, which is totally understandable, but you want to start rebuilding your life. You want that balance back in your life. You want that stability back in your life. If it was a loss of a friend or a family, whatever that is, you want to start opening up, but you want to protect yourself. But you want that back in your life. And that is totally understandable. But the thing here is, what I'm coming through is plan it. Plan it so that you're comfortable. If it means for you to open up, for you to move forward, start planning things. Start making it, and maybe take baby steps. If it's where you're kind of keeping yourself in because you're not going out or you're not trying to meet friends, maybe take gradual steps. It doesn't have to be huge steps. Take it where you're comfortable, but start moving forward. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is talking about fate, divine timing, good luck. Nothing lasts forever. And that kind of tells me that things work in cycles. And that I also see that with this card and with things working in cycles, as you need things, they're going to come into your life. So whatever this thing was that you feel this great loss, it was meant to be in your life for a certain period of time, and then it needed to move on. So if this was a person, people and things are only meant to be with us, I believe, and this is what's coming through, for a certain period of time. And we cherish that. We appreciate that. And sometimes we don't acknowledge that, or we don't appreciate that until we don't have it anymore. And so I believe whatever this was that you are maybe grieving for with the Five of Cups, it was time for that. But what you can take moving forward is what it added to your life. Rather than focusing on what you lost from there, take with it what it added to your life. What did it give you? If it was a person, if they're no longer in your life, regardless of how they left your life, how did they add to your life? What did they give to you? If you left because it was a breakup, breakups are hard and breakups are painful. But when you were with them, what did they add to your life? And you may never be together again, which I am sorry for, but appreciate what they brought in. And then try to move forward. Take what they gave you, take what they offered you, and pick up your life so you can move on and have a good life. Bring back that fire into your life. Bring back that wanting to live again. And you have people around you with this Wheel of Fortune. You have people around you, and you have the resources if you are willing to give a little, open up a little, and take that chance. Not telling you to do it big, not telling you just to go full blown, but to take that little bit of a chance. So is this what I'm looking for? I'm going to say yes, but it is what you're looking for. Whatever this thing may be coming back into your life, I feel you've lost something. But I feel whatever opportunity may be coming in, it is what you're looking for. But when you look for it, you may need to take baby steps into actually realizing it is what you're looking for. And it could be a new friendship. It could be, new things. But again, it's going to be your choice on how you go about this. And again, nobody can tell you what to do. That is totally up to you. And how it turns out is how you choose to move forward with it. So, and again, no one can tell you how to move forward. Not even a tarot reading. That's not what we're here for. We're here to help you and support you. We're here to give you what we see. So, then we have the Castle. We have the Nectar. And we have Agape. So the Castle talks about power, holding on to things. And that kind of goes with like the Four of Pentacles and, holding on because you don't want to, you want to hold things tight because you don't want to lose what you have. And you don't want to go through that again. And it's kind of seeing things, and I kind of take like the Castle as the rose-colored glasses, the happy ever after story. Maybe with whatever this is, you thought it was the perfect happy ever after. You thought it was the perfect friendship. You thought that this person was never going to go away or this thing was never going to go away. And it did. The story ended. Now you're going to start a new story. Now you're going to move forward. And now you're going to create a whole new story. And there's a beautiful little rose. And that it's, and that's just, you might find with this ignite your inner fire, you might find a new love. If this was if this was a job, if this was a person that you loved, regardless of the type of relationship, you might find a new best friend to love. You might find something else. But again, you just need to give it a chance, if you so choose to. Then we've got the Nectar. And with the Nectar, you have to, what was so sweet about it? Acknowledge what was so special about the Nectar. What was so special about this little thing? What made it special? And I'm also going to look up a little bit more about the Nectar. Bear with me. So the Nectar also talks about relax. So relax, don't put yourself in, as you're going to move forward with this, don't put yourself in a situation, if you choose to move forward and you take those baby steps, don't put yourself in a situation that is uncomfortable. You might need to be in some uncomfortable situations, but make sure that they're not all the time, because you also do need to relax a little bit. Don't push yourself to the point where you're always in that flight or fight or flight reaction. Relax, appreciate. And then fixation. Don't focus so hard on moving forward. Let it flow naturally. Sometimes when we're not looking for something, that's when we're going to find it. Then with the Agape also talks about bear with me one more moment. These are new cards. Talks about joy, service, honor, joy, spiritual. It talks about joy and spiritual. Maybe kind of finding yourself first, but find joy in what you do. So if this inner fire thing brings you joy, maybe that's what you need. Maybe, and again, we're going back to, you need to find joy, bring joy back into your life. Because I also feel that with whatever you lost, you don't have that joy anymore. You've just lost. And again, at the very beginning of the reading, I mentioned that I feel like you may be a little bit depressed. Something might be causing you. You may have lost. and you just need that reason to be. And I feel like maybe the joy in your life has maybe been sucked out, and that's where you need to find that with the Sun card. So again, moving forward, relax, find the good things in life and bring back that joy in your life, but do it at your own pace. Don't try to rush it, because I can't tell you what to do, and nobody can. But do it at your own pace. So some final cards. We have the Sea Witch's Lair. Confront the shadows within and let the alchemy of your soul transform darkness into light. So confront the shadows within. Let the alchemy of your soul transform light into dark. Maybe there's some things that you need to confront before you can move forward. Maybe that with this, whatever the loss is, maybe you need to acknowledge it. Maybe if we are talking about if there's something like with depression, maybe there is some counseling needed. Maybe you just need to talk to somebody. Whatever that case may be. Serene place. Listen to the whispers of your intuition, for it is the voice of your soul guiding you towards your highest good. With this card here, we also talked about spiritual. So maybe listening to your intuition, maybe listening to yourself and that gut feeling that you have, finding the balance, finding that peace. So whatever this is, whatever you're looking for, finding whatever it is, you need to be happy. And, again, is this what I'm looking for? I believe whatever you're coming across, whatever's appearing to you, again, for me, it is a yes. But you have to acknowledge it. You have to be willing to open up. So whatever may be coming across to you, appearing to you, you've got to listen to your gut. Your gut is the thing that's going to tell you whether or not this is true. And so that is what I have for you. I hope you find this helpful. Please leave a comment. Would love to hear how you're doing. Thank you. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you join us again. Thank you. Welcome back to Crystal Water Tarot, and to those who chose card number 2, and which is growth and rebirth, and the golden calcite. Embrace confidence and optimism. Let your light shine. So what I'm getting is, and the question, as we know, is this what I'm looking for? So I'm getting, there's an opportunity that may be coming, that may be being offered to you. And I don't know what this could be a job, it could be a chance to move, it could be maybe you're a creative type person, and there's an opportunity to expand on that. So not really quite sure what it is in that area. But so with whatever it is, I'm getting with the Six of Swords in reverse, I feel like you're feeling stuck. If this is, you feel like maybe whatever this is, you really can't do it. Because whatever it is in this current situation that you're in, you feel like there's no way that you can accept this. It could be with the King of Pentacles in reverse. It could be that it has to do with money. It could have to do with finances. Maybe you're not in your current situation, you're not able to accept whatever's being offered. And then we've got the Seven of Cups. And it could be that there could be multiple opportunities. There could be many things coming at you, and you just don't know how to decide. It could be, maybe it's a job thing being offered, and maybe there's multiple things. Maybe there's a couple of different things, jobs, and you just don't know you just don't know what are my choices. Or it could be the one thing, or it could be like one opportunity for you to expand on something that you're creating. And it's like, if you do this, then there's a lot of decisions to be made. There's a lot of decisions on whatever this is. And, is this really what you're looking for? Do you really want to go down this path? And so, but going back to this one is, you're feeling stuck because you're not sure which direction to go. With the King of Cups, I feel like, you're stable, your emotions, you're looking, you're like really looking at it. You're really trying to you're not stuck in your head. You're not stuck emotionally. You're emotionally prepared. You've got that done. You can really make that decision, but you need to, I feel like, yet you don't trust your abilities on whatever this is. If this is a job, I don't think you have that confidence that you can do this. I think you're questioning yourself on whether or not you can really pull this off. And I think that other people around you, feel that you're trustworthy. I think other people have that confidence in you, that you can do whatever this is. I think you don't necessarily believe you can do it. That's what I'm getting with the High Priestess. But I think other people around you have the confidence in you. So then we have Judgment. We have the Eight of Cups in reverse. We have the Two of Swords. We have the Five of Cups. We have the Devil. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. So with these cards here, I think that what comes to mind, first of all, is that I think you have, like with this person here, with their arm around the other person, I think you have whatever this is, that you're not sure if this is what you're looking for or not. I think whatever it is, and you've got the two angels, I think you have the support of the people around you for whatever this is. So, I think you're judging yourself more than what other people are on whatever this is. With the Eight of Cups in reverse, I think that this may be a second chance for you. You may have wanted this previously. I think this is a second time around for you. I think this is a second chance. I think that, this can also mean that you're refusing to move on, but I'm not getting that. I'm getting that this is a chance for you to try this again. If this is a job, this job you wanted previously, but it's coming around again, and it can be yours if you choose, if it's what you want. With the Two of Swords in reverse, I feel like you may need to face something, but I think deep down in your heart and deep down in your gut, you've already made the decision. Not quite sure what that decision is, but you've already made a decision. With the Five of Cups, I think that it is this talks about sadness and loss, but with this card here doesn't really give me that impression. Yeah, there's some cups tipped over because we've spilled some things, but it also gives me, there's a castle, there's a balloon, and that kind of tells me that we've lifted off, we've taken off. It doesn't really give me the impression of sadness or pessimism. It doesn't really give me a negative Five of Cups. It really gives me that you have the chance to go here. You have the chance, if this is what you really want, you have the chance to go to the castle. You have the chance to go there if you so choose. So it really has, and with these green grass and stuff, you have the chance, because this ruin talks about growth and rebirth, and this, with all the greenery, this tells me you have the chance to grow. And it tells me that you have that chance to grow if you so choose. So this card here for the Five of Cups, you might have tipped over some stuff, and you might have had a loss, and the first time around you might have said no, and you might have lost that chance. But you've got 2 cups. You're getting that second chance. So that's what that 5 of cups is telling me. With the devil, the devil, of course, we talk about temptations and commitments and bindings. But for me, this question is telling me is if this is your second chance, are you ready to be committed to it? Are you ready, if you're getting this second chance for this opportunity, whatever it may be? It could be a relationship, it could be a finance, it could be a move, whatever this commitment is, are you ready to make that commitment this time? If you're not, so be it. If you are, so be it. So that's what this is telling me. With the 7 of Pentacles, this is telling me whatever it is that you're looking at, evaluate that. If this is a commitment that we just talked about with the devil, you may want to look at your other commitments. Is this something worth committing to? Is this something that you are willing to put the time and the effort into? So that's what this one is really telling me. Are you willing to move forward with it? Are you willing to put the effort into it? So then we have the Sun, we have the 5 of Swords, we have the 7 of Pentacles, and we have the Magician. So with the Sun, this is telling me that with this opportunity, you can find happiness. You can find the joy that you would be looking for. That is without a doubt that this can be, you can find happiness. If this is an opportunity for a job, you're going to get rewards. You're going to get that satisfaction. With the 5 of Swords, that talks about, again, with everything, it could be, there may be talk, if you go, this is the second time around, are you really going to be committed to it? There's going to be some talk, whether or not, the first time you didn't do it, second time, there's going to be some talk. There always is. And then we've got the 7 of Pentacles again. And there's going to be that question, just like when we had the 5 of Cups. Are you committed to it? Is this what you really want? Because with the Magician, if this is what you really want, you've got the power to make it happen. You've got the power to make this. Don't just say you're going to and not. But also look at the situation and make sure that, don't feel like people are going to control you. Don't feel like people are trying to force you into it. If somebody is, make sure that you're the one that's making the decision. This is your choice. So just because this is your second time around, you can still say no. You can say yes and you can say no. It is your choice. Evaluate this. If this is a commitment that you truly want, then say yes. If it's something that you're having second thoughts about, reevaluate it. You have the power to say yes or no. Nobody can tell you what you want. Nobody can tell you what you don't want. So for me, this is going to be a maybe, because you're in control. You have the power to accept this opportunity. You have the power to say no. So this one here is going to be a maybe for me, because right now, this is going to be this, whatever this is, when we're asking the question, is this what I'm looking for? It's going to be up to you. How this turns out, it can turn out to be really happy for you. But looking at whether or not you're really wanting to be committed to it, that's going to be your choice. So at this time, this is going to be a maybe, depending on how you choose to go. So we have the creator, the vessel, and the mirror. So with the creator, that looks at openings, curious openings. You may be curious about this, whatever this opportunity is. Evaluating it. Is this what I really want? Isn't it? What does it have to offer? If this is a relationship, is this something I really want to go back to? What happened the first time? Maybe evaluating why you said no the first time. So kind of evaluating it. Curious. Why would I want to say yes this time if I said no the back time? So looking at it, evaluating it. The vessel. You're strong. You're a strong person. You can make your own decisions. Going back to the magician is a strong person. They have the resources to make their own decisions. The mirror is looking inside themselves, looking deep inside themselves and identifying themselves. With the high priestess, you're questioning whether or not, and with whatever this is, other people here, again, and I mentioned this earlier, if this is to do with a job, you're judging yourself. You've got the support around you on whatever your decision is. If this is a yes, people are going to support you. If this is a no, I really feel like people are going to support your decision on that. Those people that truly support you. So that's what I'm feeling. But you need to look inside yourself and see how you feel, what you believe. This decision, this second time around on whatever this decision is, you need to be confident in your decision. You need to be confident that you're making the decision that's right for you, that this is what you're really looking for. So this is going to be a maybe. So then we have Ancient Temple. Seek strength in your past and let the echoes of your history guide you towards the future. So again, as I mentioned, looking back at why did you, if this was an opportunity that you had before, maybe looking at why did you say no before? Looking at the past history, and then evaluating it and looking at what has changed. Why would you want to say yes now? Just looking at it and really looking at yourself. How have you changed? And then Neptune's palace. Let the currents of divine guidance lead you to your true purpose. Let the divine timing has, again, as I just said, has something changed. Has something changed where this is what you want. Again, you have, find that confidence in when you're making your decision. It is up to you. You have the power to control this situation. It is up to you on what you do. I hope this helps somebody. Please let me know in the comments. Would love to hear from you. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you join us again. Thank you. Welcome back to Crystal Water Tarot, and for those who chose card number 3, we have the red Jasper, find stability and strength, connection with the earth energy, and we also have the ruin with defense. So what I'm getting with this first layer of tarot cards is kind of like maybe somebody is trying to maybe push you, and let me just take a step back. What we're asking is this what I'm looking for? And that's the overall question. And what I'm kind of getting is that this may be not what you're looking for. But I'm getting that maybe somebody's trying to make you think this is what you really want, this is really what you're looking for, and maybe trying to persuade you for some reason. So with the King of Wands, that's talking about, with it being in the upright position, that talks about like a inspirational speaker, motivate. But I don't get that you're that person. I feel like somebody's coming in and they're really trying to persuade you. They're trying to get you to go in their direction. And that's, for some bizarre reason, that's coming in really strong. And then with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, I'm getting that it could be there's like a loss of security. Maybe you're in a situation right now where we find stability. Maybe right now you don't have that stability. Maybe right now you may be dependent on somebody else. You may be trying to gain your footing. Maybe something has happened in your life where, in all of our lives, things just happen to go wrong and we need to rebuild. And maybe the person that has stepped in that may be helping you or may be looking like they're helping you, maybe they're trying to direct you into a direction that you don't want to go in. And you may be telling them that, but they may not be listening. And with this card, with the Two of Swords in reverse, I feel like you've made your decision, but this person may not be listening to you. So and you may need to release, you're just like, I need to release. Maybe you've got some stress, you've got something held within you. Maybe you're not letting them know this decision. Maybe you're not letting them know your true intentions. You're holding it bottled up inside, something like that. So maybe they're just, you just need to release something. But I feel like there's a decision that you've made inside. With this King of Pentacles in reverse, maybe this, again, I'm going back to this person really trying to get you to go in their direction. Maybe they're telling you something. Maybe they don't have your best intentions in mind. Or maybe they're just kind of, maybe they're putting things in your head, like, maybe if there was a situation that they may be saying, and again, this may be for a few, that, you got yourself in this situation, because of, maybe it has to do with money, relationships. This could be several different things. But I feel like maybe they don't have your best intentions, I don't believe. And it may not be for bad reasons, but I believe they may have their own agenda. They may be doing it for their own purpose. But again, I don't necessarily feel it's bad, it's scamming you. But sometimes people want what they want, and sometimes it's not what you want. Then we have the Four of Swords in reverse, and maybe you're just getting worn down and you're just like, I'll just accept it. But I really think you may just need to take a break. You may just need to take a step back from this situation. Yeah, you do need to make a decision if you haven't already made it, but you need to take a step back. You need to reevaluate everything. You need to, don't run into this. Don't, if this reading is your reading, then I feel like you just can't go just because this is the way this person is telling you to. Because I feel like you really need to take a break. You really need to reevaluate the direction. Because again, is this what you're looking for? Is this really what you want? Is it really what you're looking for? Is this really the road that you want to go down? And that's what I really feel like you need to evaluate. So then we have the Seven of Cups, which we know talks about choices. We have the Fool card in reverse. We have the Three of Swords in reverse. We have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Nine of Staffs in reverse, which is the Nine of Wands. We have the Page of Swords, and we have the Tower. And I think you can see all of these like this. So with the Seven of Cups in reverse, I feel like you've got your decisions, you've got some choices out there, and I feel like maybe this person isn't letting you acknowledge that. They may not let you see that you do have those choices. That they feel like maybe they may be keeping it so that you can't see everything, that you're not able to see all of the choices. And if they kind of keep you unstable so that, have you made a decision yet? What are you going to do? Yada, yada, yada. That they're kind of keeping you unstable so that they're always keeping you off your game. The Fool in reverse, I feel like, again, they also may be keeping you like in a state of fear. They may be keeping you a state of trying to push you into making a decision that may be not reckless, but maybe too quick to do. The Three of Swords, I'm thinking that with that card there, you may be in a time of that you're recovering from a situation. And that's where taking a break is maybe what you need to do. Taking time to rest, taking time to stand back, taking time to evaluate everything and not just running in. And when we talk about the Six of Pentacles and in reverse, I hate to say it, but these person or people who are maybe trying to push you in the direction that they want to see you go in, that, you know, again, what you want, what you're looking for, I feel like they may be looking for what they're looking for. What you do, how is it going to affect them? And I feel like they may be a little bit selfish, because how you decide to go, again, may impact them. What are they going to get out of it? So that's kind of where I feel that they may be looking at their own gain. They may be looking at how is it going to impact them. So then when we've got the Nine of Staffs in reverse, and the Nine of Staffs talks about defenselessness, feeling weak, feeling a victim. And here we have defenses. This is where I feel like you may feel like you're kind of putting your defenses up, because you may be starting to look at, you know, or you may also feel kind of weak, like, yeah, I think that they're right. Look at how I got myself. And they may be kind of putting these ideas into your head that, you know, you did that, you know, look at where you are, you know, this could happen again, yada, 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 that kind of talk. And just kind of making you feel, again, it talks about being a victim. You're not a victim. You're strong. You can do this. Everybody, no, a lot of people, I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of people go through these hard times in their lives. They brush themselves off, and they are strong, and they get back up again. Do you need to have your defenses up? Yeah, because you want to make sure that you don't want to repeat these same things in your life. We all go through it, generally. So, and again, your defenses may be up a little bit, because what this person may be telling you. You may start to question what this person is telling you. And by all means, please do, because you do have the strength. And then I see this Page of Swords, who, with the Page of Swords, talks about curiosity, constructive criticism, news that can upset you. Maybe what these people or this person is telling you, it's upsetting to you. And if they're telling you that, hey, this could happen again if you're not careful, you really need to go in mind. You really need to listen to what I'm telling you, because look at where you are. Yeah, I'm sorry, but that is upsetting. And you're ready to fight. You've got your sword up. You're ready to defend yourself, because maybe you're just holding it in and you're not saying anything, but you know where you are, you didn't get yourself there. You know, maybe you had some help, whatever the case may be, but you're ready to fight. You're ready to fight another day, and you're ready to get yourself out of here. The Tower speaks of surprises. It speaks of disruption. It doesn't talk about just, you know, bad things, because what I feel is that with this one here is it's a surprise. It's a shock. And what I feel is you're going to shock yourself, you're going to surprise yourself, and you're going to shock others if you choose to step up. But you've got to make that decision. So, and nobody can make it for you. So what I'm kind of getting here is that because of what you're being told, I feel like you're in a position where you could make that decision either way. And I feel like you're ready to fight. I feel like you're ready to, you know, charge ahead. But I also feel like you've got messages in your head of what you're being told. And I feel like you're kind of on the edge where you're defensive. You know, should I, shouldn't I? You've got choices. So this is going to be a maybe, because the reason why it's going to be a maybe is because right now with this Page of Swords, I feel like you're ready to fight, but I also feel like you need to step up and you need to surprise yourself. You need to come out of this. So with that being said, you need to choose whether or not you're going to fall out of the tower, whether or not you're going to choose to put this fire out. So that's where I feel like this is going to be a maybe. Because if you choose to fight and you choose to put the fire out, then you're choosing to move in your own direction. If you choose just to jump out and just go in the water and dive out, then you're not putting out the fire. You're choosing to go into their direction, which all by means, that is your choice. That is not this tarot reading's choice. That's your choice. You live your own life. You make your own decisions, and by all means, please do so. Then we have the the Devil. We have the Eight of Vessels. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Six of Swords. So with these cards here, I feel that with the Devil, I feel like these people may be trying to hold you back. I feel that they're trying to bind you some way, and I feel like there may be some temptations. But I also feel like this is why I feel like you're in the maybe stages, because with the Eight of Vessels, you can choose to walk away from this person, these people, and go in your own direction. And with the Three of Pentacles, I feel like others are going to recognize the work you're doing. Others are going to recognize the job you've done, what you've tried. So if you try putting out this fire, you're going to be recognized for that. You're going to be recognized for taking that step and defending what you believe in, defending yourself, defending the choices you have made. So not just, people are going to recognize that you have tried, that you've tried, whatever the situation is, you've tried it. And that's where I believe people are going to step up and people are going to try to help you, and you will be recognized for that. And then with the Six of Swords, I see that you're going to be moving forward. You're going to be trying. You're going to be moving forward, and you're going to leave the past behind. So you're going to be taking that step. But going back to the Tower, you're going to, in the Page of Swords, you're going to need to defend yourself against whoever may be. And by the way, that person putting negative things into your head or doing this the other way may be yourself. So this is where you need to surprise yourself. You may be needing to surprise somebody else who's putting something, who's giving you, who's trying to redirect you. And you may need to try putting out the fire. You may need to try to defend. So then we have the Castle, the Apocalypse, and which I cannot say, it's like the Caros. And with those there, the Castle is talking about power struck, depression thrown. And I believe that you're going to regain your power. You're going to take it all back. I feel like with the Apocalypse, you don't know what's going to happen. That talks about the unknown becoming known. And I believe as you move forward, what you don't know is going to become clear to you. I believe every step forward, and even as you navigate through what do I do, through the choices, everything will become clear. You just need to have that faith. Then we have, which I can, Caros, that there alignment, ease and decisions, fighting against time. And I think, again, as you start to make that first decision to move forward, I believe the rest will follow. But again, you need to take that first step in which way you choose to go. If you choose to follow whoever may be trying to navigate you towards their way, it's going to be a choice. You are going to have to move their direction. Or if you choose to defend yourself and defend your actions, if you feel that you must, you may not feel that you must defend yourself towards these people. You may just have your decision made and saying, I'm going this way. And as you make that first step, the first step is always the hardest. But once you make that first step, the next step is a little easier. Then when you make that next step, that step is a little easier. Then we have the Lady of the Sea. Embrace gratitude as the key to abundance and enjoy your life. So embrace gratitude as the key. You know, every little thing you get, and maybe when people do something for you and say thank you, embrace that. Embrace everything you have in life, even if it's the smallest thing. And you know, appreciate yourself because you've come a long ways. Sea Dragon, embrace your inner power and let your majestic spirit soar through life's depths. You have inner power to pull yourself out. You have inner power to move yourself forward, but you need to believe that. You need to believe in yourself. So whatever you may be being told, you need to take a break, listen to yourself, look at your choices, and then make your decision. If you want to follow this whatever this person or your inner self is telling you that may be not what you're actually looking for, not what you really want, that is so be it. That is your choice. But if you want to follow what you're really looking for, you're going to need to make decisions. You know, you're going to need to take those risks. You're going to need to defend yourself. But you may surprise yourself in the end. So again, this is going to be a maybe because I really believe that you have it within yourself. But it's going to be up to you to make those choices. It's going to be up to you to make those decisions. Thank you for joining Crystal Water Tarot. Please leave a comment. I would love to hear how you do. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you join us again. Thank you.